Good morning, Facebook people. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Getting Better Every Day. Why are we afraid to try something new?
I'm not.
I know. That's why you're here.
I'm not either.
That's exciting. All right, I need quiet on the set. From the 21.6 The Net Studios North and South, it's Getting Better Every Day, starring Ron Hostry and myself, Kent Jones. This morning, join Ron and me and our special guest entrepreneur, marketing strategist, husband, father, Alex Kolkowski from Prime Media Consulting. Put the coffee on and enjoy your mental breakfast as you listen in and prepare for what will be the most impactful week of your life. Special guest appearance this week from our good friend Stacy Verdin. Getting Better Every Day is brought to you through the financial support of William Tonyan and Sons, Inc. William Tonyan and Sons General Contracting. For more information, call 815-385-4466 or check them out at www.wmtonyan.com. Now, here's your host from Studio South in Greenville, Texas, Ron Hostry.
Hey, good morning. A full studio up north. There's not to be any snow or inhibitions to get to the studio. It's great to see Alex and Stacy there this morning.
Morning.
We got a great show for you today. Why are we afraid to try something new?
Well, we're not. Ken Cass, good morning. Glad to have you with us, brother. New, look at this. We've got a full house. We've got a lady's voice. We've got, hey, man, good morning, Alex.
Good morning.
God, this is new for Alex. This is like he got up before breakfast today, Ron.
This is
Wow.
Usually it's a 10 a.m. start day.
Wow.
Right.
But when you go to bed at like 3, it's
Yeah,
all
hey.
averages out.
Oh, so you went to bed at 3? I woke up at 3:30 this morning.
Me too.
Me too, but I had to pee. That's
Oh, dear.
that is it.
Oh, my goodness. I was already fed everybody and got the horses watered and,
Aye.
and then I headed in.
Hey, and that's right now. That's your busy time of year down there, isn't it? You got a
It
lot
is.
of things
Boy,
going
the
on.
grass is growing long. We're having trouble getting into some of the pastures because of the hogs have torn it up so bad.
All those feral hogs, huh?
Oh yeah, they're evil.
That's when you get the M16 out.
Oh, boy.
Fair point.
Right? That's
Yeah,
it.
AR-15.
The AR, excuse me. Yeah.
Military automatic
There's no
version.
gun control down there.
Hey,
But,
Texas is gun control.
That's right. We control it. They control themselves.
That's right.
in Illinois,
Hey, they
gun
have good
control
control. They
is
can't even hit their
the
target.
process to keep you from getting guns. In Texas,
Yeah,
gun control is 6 shots in a tight pattern.
that's right.
Right.
I usually just thought after you get the baby, you also get a gun with it
That's right.
at the hospital.
Hey, when they opened up DFW Airport, they put metal detectors in, and if you got off the plane and you didn't have a gun, they gave you one.
That's right.
What you must be visiting here.
Call that a twofer.
Twofer. That is it. Well, we've got a great show. I mean, Ron, we are going to talk about something that I think holds a lot of people back from achieving greatness, achieving their dreams, and that's being afraid to try something new and stick with it. Maybe we should put that caveat there. I think people try stuff new. Phil Pace, good morning. Glad to have you with us, brother. But I think people might try something, but they don't stick with it to see it through to fruition to make sure that they are successful.
I think the statistics are like 80% of people that have resolution goals by the end of the first month are done with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be.
So everyone tries something new in the first year,
Right.
in the first day of the year.
Hey.
Just
And then that that apparatus in your house becomes a clothes hanger, right?
Absolutely.
Just towel. That's where I hang my towels to dry on the treadmill.
Or if you're really smart, you get rid of it, and then a year later you have the resolution again, so you have to buy it again.
That's right. I sold
Yeah,
it.
but the one you buy has even more electronics to let you know you didn't work on it.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, the Peloton. I like that. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
it's like a $28,000 bike. Stationary bike.
It is.
It's
Wow.
crazy.
And it's programmable and it does all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah, and it's just what I
It'll
want.
wreck you.
I want somebody looking at me right in front of my bicycle, yelling at me.
Well, I think the fact they call it a stationary bike should be a big clue.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Well, I tell you, we the show is great. Ron, getting better every day. Emile Coulier, he coined the phrase every day in every way. I'm getting better and better and better, and that's where we get getting better every day from, because we just want to help people get better every day.
Right.
That's it. And we always start out with the attitude of gratitude, because if you're not grateful for something, why are you living? Right. There's always something to be very, very grateful for, Ron. And what do you got to be grateful for, Ron?
I've got to be grateful for the future. And the reason for that is that my granddaughter just went through an award ceremony. They don't call it a graduation. It's an award ceremony to go from elementary school to junior high. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But the fact that there is always a future, there's always something new that's coming down the pipe. And so because of that, that's the excitement that we get out of life, to let go of some of the old, step into the new, and grow and continue to get better every day. Yeah. So I'm grateful for the fact that we have a future.
Well, it is. It's awesome. They call it, some places call it bridging, 8th grade bridging, because you're bridging from junior high over to high school.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, Carol Duffer.
And some of them still call it graduation, because that's about as far as some of those kids should go.
Well, I got to be
Everyone
honest
gets
with
a
you.
trophy.
This isn't politically
Dear
correct,
God.
but cap and gown in kindergarten just doesn't cut it for me.
Right? No kidding. That's it. That is it. Stacy, gratitude. What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for Grace.
I like her.
She's under fire.
Yeah, she's
Grace under. Yes, I am
That's
very
right.
grateful for
Good job.
Grace. Just my.
Is she your? Is she? So is that like your maid?
My husband.
Oh, your husband is Grace. That's a weird name.
No.
It's like a boy named Sue.
Oh, that's hysterical. No, his name is Eric.
Oh, okay.
And he's just been very
On
generous.
Saturday, he goes by Grace.
Grace. That's right.
He's got this fantastic little lisp that he pulls off, though. So,
There you go.
every
Sure.
once in a while, you kind of wonder.
You never know.
You never know. No.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. He's listening to this going, oh, my God.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, Grace.
Sorry.
No, it's good. All good.
Eric.
Just that we have that we bestow grace upon others, that we get grace from others when we mess up, when we're not at our best, when sometimes it's when we're being difficult, because come on. It's part of my personality. It's just I am not the easiest person to live with. So my husband has to be very gracious a lot,
Gotcha.
and
Good
he
man.
is.
Good man, Eric.
So yes.
Grace.
How about you, Kent?
Well, why don't we go with Alex? Well, let's get Alex in here. I've got about a 15-minute dissertation on what I'm grateful for this morning. So
Good.
let's see what Alex.
You know, gratitude is the affirmation that there is goodness in the world.
That's right.
There is
That's right.
indeed.
So I guess the thing I'm thankful for, honestly, is my wife, because I go a million miles a minute all the time.
Oh,
I'm the same.
I am like a ping pong ball. I just go, and my wife kind of has to like course correct the ship and remind me what's more important in life.
Yeah.
You can make $1 million a year, but if you're not happy, you're not going to be happy in the long run. You're going
That's
to
right.
eventually run out of gas, and then what's left in your life. So thankfully, my wife is somebody that constantly says, "Hey, take a minute, put down the phone, put down the computer, spend time with the family instead of working, because I'll just work myself to death if I had the choice.
Yeah, but you love the grind, though.
I do.
I mean, the grind is.
The journey's in the grind.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. I'm with you on that. That's awesome. Gratitude for me. Gratitude for me is always. And Ron and I always we talk a lot during the week, and there's always moments of gratitude. Yeah, that stand out more than anything, and Lucy is my youngest, so she's going to be 10. She just graduated the 4th grade, right?
Aw.
Did she get a trophy?
Yeah, but so she's the youngest.
I hate that whole concept.
Yeah, we all do. So she's the youngest of 4 kids, and she, I'm grateful because she's just kind of this cool human being.
The other ones.
Yeah, well, I'm blessed. All my kids are great, but at this age, she kind of takes care of herself.
Yeah.
Nothing to her is a real big deal. So, they had an award ceremony last Friday at school, the last day of school, and she won like the PE award and something else, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm just doing my work here." And because my other kids were like, "Hey, I'm getting an award. You got to show up." Right.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just like, "Yeah, whatever." After Olympic Day or whatever they call it,
Field day.
Yeah. She brought home like 5 or 6 ribbons because she's a pretty athletic kid, and she just kept them in her backpack. All the other kids are bringing them home like, check this out.
She's a humble bragger.
Yeah, she's just like, I'm like, so my wife is emptying out her backpack, and she finds all these ribbons, and there's like, what, 3rd place in this, 2nd place in that, 6th place in this. She's like, yeah, it was a fun day, So I'm just grateful that she isn't like every other kid that just needs attention for goofy things, and we're proud of her. And that's why I told her, I said, man, you got to let me know. I'm so proud of you. That's exciting, but very grateful to have a 10-year-old just so grounded, right? That you don't see that,
Right.
And to me, that's pretty cool. The app is an old show. That's not good. All right, well, let's try this then.
This is.
Why don't you go work on that, Kent?
We got it.
And pick up for here.
We got it. And we'll just cut and splice from there. Unbelievable.
Uh-oh.
It helps when you
It's
hit
live.
it helps when you hit the go live button on the
board.
on the board.
Was it Darwinism?
Yeah, it is.
There's a little bitty square and a little bitty arrow.
Yeah.
And if
Usually
you
it's a big
square,
red
you
button.
don't hit the arrow.
Yeah. I hit everything
Oh,
else.
there's a Doctor Who joke about the big red button.
I hit everything other than the go live button for the radio. So hey, now we're on the radio. But you want to start all over?
Yay!
What are you grading for?
Yeah. Here we go.
I'm grateful for the arrow.
That's it. Well, the good news is we can, the beauty of media, we can take the sound off of the Facebook Live and cut and splice, and we're good to go.
No one will know.
No one will
What
know.
just happened, except for
Outside
now we're
of-
talking about it.
Outside of the 10,000 people who just tuned in at 6, and it's like, why aren't they on? Now we are. So come back.
Right?
And it's now working. Thank you.
That's right. And it's now working, everybody. Absolutely. Ron, when you think of trying something new, and you're a guy, you wrote a book entitled I Did Not Plan That. New things happen when, even if you don't want them to happen, but why are people so afraid to try new things?
Well, I think the main cause of people avoiding new experiences is the fear of failure. That they are afraid they won't do well at it, so why bother?
Yeah.
Yep.
They take themselves out of the game even before they get into the game. I think we need to get past that point, saying, you know what? Thomas Edison, when he developed the light bulb, they said he failed like 10,000 times. He said, I didn't fail. I successfully eliminated 10,000 ways it won't work.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that's the big thought. What are you going into it for? Are you going into it for the experience? Are you going into it to be the champion?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. That's to me, and I'm trying to form this correctly.
Don't
It
say it.
is
Unfiltered.
yeah, to me is I don't think people are afraid to fail. I think they're afraid to succeed. Everybody has tasted failure.
Both.
Not everybody has tasted success.
People aren't afraid to fail. They're afraid what others might think of their journey.
Yeah, a lot, right? Yeah. What are people saying? What are the whispers?
Right.
Yeah.
What is Susie saying? What's the people on my street saying? What's the, they've seen you try other things before.
Sure.
And is this just another thing? Were you the Amway guy, and now you're the Mary Kay person, and now you're the LuLaRoe person, and now
Right.
you're the essential oils person, or now you're going to be a plumber.
Right.
You do these dynamic shifts in life, and you have people that just watch you continuously, and whether they really care about it or not, they see you, and then in your mind, it makes a mountain out of a molehill.
Right. Right. Well, I'll tell you what, we need to make sure that we make them out now. We've got a bunch of partners, and let's get them taken care of right now.
Mobile Accounting, 224-321-6859. Mobile.tax. Experience, education, character, an inherent ability with numbers, an exceptional CPA. These are the reasons why business owners choose Eric Mason of Mobile Accounting for their bookkeeping, payroll, and tax services. Mobile Accounting, 224-321-6859. www.mobile.tax. Sticker Dude, the creators of Final Chaos, 815-322-2480. StickerDude.com. The Sticker Dude team brings over 25 years of experience from the graphic marketing and sales industry. Contact us today to learn more before committing to your next vehicle wrap investment. We are not your corner sign shop. Sticker Dude, 815-322-2480. StickerDude.com. Natural Therapy Wellness Center, 815-385-8190. McHenryMassage.com. A massage can be a great way to pamper yourself. It can also help alleviate or sometimes even cure ailments and stress that you deal with daily. Contact us to speak to one of our certified massage therapists. Natural Therapy Wellness Center, 815-385-8190. McHenryMassage.com. X-Tech LLC, 815-516-8075. https://xtech.repair. X-Tech provides device repair and service plans, business servers and single computer support, web design, and SEO. We also specialize in custom gaming PC builds. Contact Justin and George for IT done right the first time. X-Tech LLC, 815-516-8075. xtech.repair.
And we're back.
Hey,
And we're on
well,
the
Alex, I'd like to throw a question to you about this.
Yeah.
People don't try something new.
Yeah.
And one time you said most people take great ideas to the graveyard.
Yeah.
And is that one of the cases of not starting?
Yeah. I mean, how many people have, first of all, I watch Shark Tank, right?
Yeah.
Shark Tank is my favorite show. It also infuriates me every week because there's these idiots who's like makes $100,000 on, I'm going to draw a cat for you.
Right.
Like stupid ideas, but they turn into a business and people invest in them. How many great people have thought of really cool things, whether it's a book or whether it's a business or something to better themselves, and they just can't get over their thought process to frickin' do it.
Right.
And whether it's a myriad of different reasons, it goes to the graveyard. It's like, man, this guy could have done something. He could have been the next this guy, but because he was too scared or she was too scared, it just didn't work out.
Yeah. Hey, Bill Murphy. Good morning. Glad to have you with us, brother.
Morning, Bill.
And I'll tell you, if you ask me, the reason that we don't try anything new is because that's what we're taught, to not try anything new. And here's what I mean. Take a look at our educational system.
Oh, geez.
Hey, you know what? In preschool, it's cool. We're kind of free roaming, and we get to play with blocks and trucks and do things and color and paint and then take a little nap and all that good stuff, right? Then all of a sudden we go into kindergarten and first grade, and all the chairs are lined up like it was back in, the 1800s. And then
But don't color outside the lines.
That's correct.
Forbid.
That's correct, right? So, and then for the next 12 years, we get on the bus, we go to school, we sit in our row. The bell
Progressively gets more regimented into the structure of conformity.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
mediocrity.
And instead of celebrating that, hey, Kent, you got 75% of these right. Fantastic. Instead, it's like, you got a C-.
Or they're teaching to the test.
Yeah.
Geared that way, but then you've got half the students who don't learn that way.
Right.
So
and we have people that are trained to, the next step is you go to college.
Right.
The next step is you do this. The next
Correct.
step is this, because it has to fit into their square peg.
Right.
If you're a round hole trying to fit into someone else's square peg, I mean, you're
prison.
going to be, it's going to suck. I mean, I wrote something down a little bit ago. Is like, we don't like to think for ourselves anymore. And that's usually because of school. Like, we don't want to risk anything. That's why we have jobs nowadays. That's why we have bosses. We rely on and would rather have someone else tell us what needs to be done. Because if they were going to rely on yourself to actually do something instead of being told what to do, you couldn't handle yourself.
That's right.
I mean, people are fearful of the unknown. They'd rather play it safe, rather get a small piece than risk it all to either gain everything or lose everything.
Yeah. So I mean, we're in a very, very unique we're in a very unique situation, right? Everybody here in studio this morning is entrepreneurs. We're in an elite group, right? Alex, you were in marketing. Went to school for it?
Yes, I did.
And where did you go to school?
Ferris State University.
Ferris. Oh, really? Nice. All right. So Ferris
You actually
State.
know about Ferris State?
Yeah, in Michigan, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
My mother-in-law went there, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. So the interesting thing is here you did, and you followed that. You went to school. You got your degree. You got out. You got a good job with a great company.
Yep. Very blessed.
Right?
Yep.
And then you were like, scratch the record, time out, something's going crazy. I'm not as fulfilled as I should be. Or what made you try something different that Prime Media Consulting came about?
So it was, I was one of the 25% that actually went to college and got a job in the degree that I actually went to college for.
Sure.
And my wife told me when we got married, it was a really natural progression. I got married, I got graduated college in May of 2007. Got married in June of 2007. She said, well, we only have our wedding money that we got. You got to go get a job. And so in July of 2007, I got a job working for a marketing company. And it was doing phone book ads.
There you go.
So, I mean, everyone knows how great the phone book is, right?
Yeah.
Especially
You remember that? Yeah.
Remember back in the day? So when you start at the phone book company, it's like you sell these people that have like a bold listing, like nothing. They have no belief in advertising whatsoever. Either they've tried something else or something else is working for them, but they just don't do advertise. And you learn and you practice on people that don't really have a lot of belief into selling belief and selling how ads work and and then you convert them to digital ads and all that type of stuff. And over the course of 10 years, I graduated or promoted multiple different times to the highest level of sales. So I had people that spend tens of thousands of dollars a month with us or them. And then I then got promoted working as a manager. And I was managing the whole state of Wisconsin, Rockford, McHenry County, and dealing with reps. And, you know, as the industry changed and people didn't seem to use books anymore, you know, there was adjustments. And so I was told to go back
Doing
into a sales
this.
role. Yes, I was told to, exactly. For people that are on the radio, that is a phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry. Good
So-
call there.
Yeah.
Not visual.
So basically what happened
Hi,
was
Don.
I was told, well, go back into sales.
Yeah.
And I said, well, if I'm going to start selling, I learned everything I kind of needed to learn about selling.
Yeah.
At that company, they did a great job teaching me how to sell. But I figured, why not do it for myself? Why make 10% of something when I can make 100%?
Sure. And that's scary. Here
Absolutely.
you're married, had a good job, 10 years, right?
Yep.
And now it's jump out of the airplane.
Absolutely.
Hope this parachute works, right?
Yeah.
And so what was the thought? And here's what I'm really curious about, because you're all of what, 30?
33. I'll be 34 in a couple weeks.
Dang, 34.
Oh, you're young.
I have back hair that's older than you.
Oi.
That's why you got to shave it. So you're always new. Always fresh.
Good morning, and you're welcome for that while you're eating breakfast, Christine. So,
Welcome to the Back Hair Radio Station.
Well,
I'm
let's
trying
step
not
in
to
here a second.
laugh.
Yeah, go ahead, Ron.
Alex, we talked about
Morning,
most people
Christine.
take great ideas to the graveyard, but I'd like your comment on the president of LinkedIn said that most people launch too late, that they're trying to get everything perfect before they launch their product. And he said our first product of LinkedIn was terrible.
Welcome
said
to
that it
21
started
Cents.
us. And what are your thoughts about that?
Well, I mean, my personal belief is that we have people in this world who call themselves perfectionists.
That used
And-
to be me.
And the idea of perfectionism boggles my mind. You really believe in the whole world that you are the only person that can handle this remedial task,
Oh no,
that you're going to stifle your growth and have paralysis by analysis because you think that you can do this the best, as opposed to hiring somebody or delegating something to maybe not be 100%, but 80% of something is better than 100% of nothing when you decide to, you know, shrivel up and not do something.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, that you have to have a thick enough skin to be able to say, okay, I messed something up and I'm going to fix it. Or this isn't our best that we can do, but it's something that got us going. And to continually look forward on excuse the cliche, but getting better every day.
To me, when you, why I wouldn't try why I stay in that comfort zone of a job for an employer, okay, is that when I do make a mistake, I've got my manager there to go, don't worry about it, we can fix this.
Mhm.
When I'm out there on my own, I don't have somebody to do that. It's like, oh, God,
That's
idiot.
wrong, but that's
Right.
wrong thinking.
You
You
know.
do have people. The cool thing about being a business owner or an entrepreneur is that you can network with other business owners, and you're going to find people that have been through that path. And it may not be in your own industry. Like you could have a dog kennel that is, and you're a plumber,
Sure.
and you can learn about business or about traveling through the minefield of screw ups through a dog kennel company. But
Sure.
reaching out there and talking to people and building real conversations with people is going to grow your business. I've learned so much more from a tree guy or a gutter cleaning company about marketing and advertising for small business owners because they go through it and they
Sure.
know. I learn what the pain points are. So I know when I talk to a heating guy, he probably has the same pain points, because as business owners, we all have the same pain points. But learning about things from other business owners is huge. So you saying that, you know, you go to your manager, there's no difference between going to a manager and going to another entrepreneur. It's about building a network of people that are there to support you.
Yeah.
But I mean, my feeling is that the greatest hater is you.
Yes.
The greatest fear is you, and the greatest negative voice is you.
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree.
So
So how do you get over that? I mean, if we are our biggest hurdle, how do we overcome that? How do you get around that?
Oh, dear.
what do you think?
No. You have to, I mean, okay, so when I was losing weight, when I work with people on losing weight, some people have to figure out, am I worth this kind of effort?
Yeah.
Is this effort worth putting in? Because it's painful. That is the definition of getting out of your comfort
Mhm.
zone. And you have to get and change your mindset,
Mhm.
and things like that. But what you said earlier about people are more concerned about the journey. I am a David Goggins disciple. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He has an entire philosophy built around the phrase "embrace the suck."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And it is about doing the thing that is going to, he thinks that you need to have a thing that makes you kind of suffer, because that's where your growth comes from. That's where you're going to overcome your own brain, where you're going to overcome all of these things, get you out of your comfort zone. If this is worth having, it's worth doing at 100%. And if you care more about what other people think of your journey, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. And I don't, what people think I've lived my life like I could care less what people think. You always want
Good
people
for
to
you.
like you.
Right.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, you want, so my one daughter, Colette, and Ron's had the joy of dealing with Colette and knows her. And people always ask me about her, and she's cool too. She's a strong woman. She's going to be 17 and a junior, and I say Colette hates everybody equally as she loves them,
That's my son Ian, who's
And-
also 17.
and everybody looks at me like, "What?" I go, "No, she loves everybody, but she hates everybody equally."
Yeah.
I mean, it's and that's just because she walks her own path, and she's going to do great things because she's in her own space. You know what I mean? And she's like, "Yeah, no, you and I are good, and I hate you all at the same time." Right?
Well,
Go ahead, Ron.
one of the ways to get past this, since we're at the bottom of the hour, is to listen to 21.6 The Net. And we've made it easy that there's 3 different ways to listen to it. First is download the app to your phone, whether you have a Google,
Bill?
Android, or an Apple. Go to your appropriate Play Store and download the app 21.6 The Net. And that way you can go ahead and take 21.6 with you wherever you go. Second way is to go to the website, which is 216thenet.com. And you can go not only listen to the programs live, but if you've missed a show or want to hear a show again, go to the past show podcast. And many of the shows that are broadcast on 216 The Net are on the past show podcasts.
Yeah.
And the third way is the people that are watching right now is on Facebook, is to tune in on Facebook and put down you want notifications. And anytime a 216 The Net show is on Facebook Live, you'll be notified and you can tune in and listen to it. So those are the 3 ways to listen to 21.6 The Net and get your daily dose of encouragement.
That is it. Yeah, Christine, I like what we lean on each other and educate each other. And that's she's referring to the business people helping each other. Hey, what's going on, Bill Haase? Glad to have you with us, brother. And that's true. One thing that I find difficult, and I'm a basketball coach, and I can teach a jump shot, let's say, right? So when I played basketball, if I missed 5 out of 10 free throws, I knew I had to, there was something I had to adjust, either my hand, my elbow, my wrist, something, right? And then I knew exactly what to adjust and where, more legs or whatever the case may be. And yet, I think I'm like a lot of people that I can go out on the golf course and, I need to loosen my grip or do this. We understand those type of things.
Right.
what I think a lot of us have, at least myself and people like me, have issues with as we're running a business is to go, what is that minor adjustment I need to move to the next right?
Right.
And because I can't figure that out, then I'm like, you know what, I'm not even gonna, because I can see that I could do this for a few weeks and then go, you know what, I don't know what to adjust, and then go, ugh, I don't even want to try it.
Well, I mean, your mindset is huge. I mean, the Marines have a quote that says, everyone wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah, true.
You can't win the war, and whatever it is, the war may be being successful at whatever it is, unless you can get over winning the war in your own mind.
But to that, you have to be able to name your enemy
Sure.
and call it by name.
What do you mean by that?
Ugh. I'm a weight loss coach. I lost weight. I weighed 210 pounds and I'm 5'2". By the numbers, that made me technically obese. That word and the word fat make people so uncomfortable. I'm not allowed to use them.
FAT.
F-A, yeah.
Not PHAT.
Not-
Yes, no, not at all. Oh, jeepers. Okay, so if I'm not allowed to use the word, I mean, other people,
Sure.
they're so afraid of being,
Fat.
of feeling other people, of hurting other
I
people's
could-
feelings.
yeah,
They
big deal.
won't use that word. And if you can't name it, you can't fight it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you can't. So I use the word in deference to myself, and someone else tells me I shouldn't say that. And I'm like, I'm not talking about you, honey. I'm talking about me.
Are you Italian?
Not at all, but
Yeah,
I
she's
kind of.
really animated.
She's got red hair.
Yeah, she's animated. This is
I mean, it's not natural red hair like mine is. but
Right.
I mean,
that's
she's
it.
adopted
I have-
red hair.
She has
I have a
adopted
little bit
red
of
hair.
natural red. That's how I knew I could pull it off. Thank you.
I mean,
Yeah,
what- so you get the fear of going, right? But then
Right.
once you actually start, that's whole nother ball of wax. I mean,
Sure.
So you jump into the deep end, it's like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to start doing this. But like the next part is, what do you do to continue that mindset, to continue going? Because now you've started. You've told people you're going to do this XYZ project or start a business. Now you have some eyeballs on you a little bit. Over time, it's like a curve. Like you have really high expectations, really high hopes for yourself, but then your belief starts dipping over time because you may not be successful right away, because no one is really successful right
No,
away. Like
they're
you're the only
not.
person.
Yeah, you haven't reached your definition of, I don't have the Mercedes
And
a month into this thing.
And then your belief is that people are looking at you as like, oh well, he's not successful, so
Right.
what's he really doing, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Alex, talk about the internal battle that's going on that you had mentioned at one time, that your brain doesn't want you to succeed. Your brain wants to survive.
Right.
And that, of course, is
your brain
protection.
doesn't want
Tell
you to be a
me that
success.
dynamic. Help me
Right.
understand.
So your brain's gonna trick you, right? We're human. As humans, we are our very core. We're animals, right? The human body and mind are trying to do things that will help keep us surviving and not push our limits. So animals are visual creatures. We need to see our goals. We need to see the expectation. So that's why a lot of us are visual learners, right? So your brain doesn't want you to be successful. Your brain just wants you to survive. Your brain will trick you for comfort. Your brain will tell you you're tired. Just rest. It wants to bring you back
Protect
into
you.
your comfort
Mhm.
zone. So the comfort zone really is your enemy. When you're trying to stay comfortable, life is going to send you discomfort. That's going to send you problems. It's going to send, people are going to throw rocks at you. They're going to talk bad
Sure.
about you. You're going to be resistant. There's going to be struggles and issues. People are too concerned of being comfortable and address the limitations that they just keep struggling. So you are placed on this earth to grow, to push outside your comfort zone. That's my personal belief. But your brain doesn't want you to.
No, it doesn't.
yeah.
Your brain its job is to protect you at all costs, even if that doesn't serve your good, which is why we have eating disorders, overeating. We binge watch Netflix instead of, we have coping mechanisms in
What's
place.
wrong with that?
I was going to say.
That's a good thing. Thanks,
Season
brain.
2 of-
Sorry.
I'm on season 2 of something right now. Just started season 1 on Monday. But I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, the devil's best friend,
Yeah.
in my opinion, is to tell you to take a break. Just rest. Try again another day.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
You had a hard
You-
day. You deserve to sit and rest
Right.
right now.
No, you can just relax. In your business of being a health coach and helping people lose weight, it's okay. You deserve a little piece
So-
of ice cream.
I've never said that ever.
Right.
Yeah.
I do all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ron, Ron, you're unique as well, because here's a guy who's a city slicker, and literally, right, a mayor,
Yeah.
And ran a major corporation, and then goes, I'm gonna go be a cattle rancher. What? So, and it's amazing. I was down there last July, and I'm going to get back down there this summer as well. But the amazing thing to me was that we're cruising around, and I'm like, he's been doing this forever. It's only been 10 years. And I'm like, Ron, did you know anything about? He goes, I knew nothing. You want to talk about something new?
Yeah.
And Ron, what are in that space where your mind is wanting to keep you comfortable? What did you do? What did you go through to move from city to, hey, here's 189 acres of cattle ranch, and let's live in a barn?
Well, one is it's important to start out in a stable environment.
Bada boom. Thank you very much.
The big thing I had to overcome is to realize and accept I wasn't the smartest guy in the world, and that I was in an element that I needed to learn, and I needed to learn fast.
Yeah.
So one of the things I did is I went out and I talked to experts. I signed up for classes on pasture and wild livestock management. I then went down to the farmers co-op. These are people who have been around for a long time.
Mhm.
And I asked them questions. I went to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, a natural resources division, and said, what do I need to do about my pastures? And I was open. I was a sponge
Sure.
when I was down there.
And
The other thing I did is I followed what Bill Gore said, the founder of Gore-Tex.
oh,
He said, you have to allow your people to make mistakes. He said, to let them run and mess stuff up. And you have to accept the fact that that's going to happen. But there's two types of mistakes. One is they're above the waterline mistakes, if you're in a ship, and you let them make as many of those as they want. But what you have to do is keep people from making below the waterline mistakes, because that sinks the ship.
interesting.
And I had to go find out what were the below the waterline
Sure.
mistakes, and who did I have to bring into my circle, either hire them to come do the work, or to train me to do the work, or to work side by side with me, so that I didn't make below the waterline mistakes.
Sure. So, like Alex, you had said, there's all these other business owners, but from what I'm gathering, why people don't maybe jump out and try something new is because now I'm afraid, I'm too proud. My
Mhm.
brain is saying, hey, don't go and ask Alex a question because he's going to think you're an idiot,
Oh, geez.
True.
right?
Yeah.
And so that's where our brain holds it. And Ron, you and Alex both said it really well. It's like, listen, you were a sponge. I went and got around the people who knew how to run this business, or a business where my weakness is. So as I was sitting here saying, hey, I'm trying to figure out what I have to do, I may not know.
Mm-hmm.
But my brain is like, yeah, Kent, you're pretty sharp. You're just as sharp as Stacy over here, who's running a very successful business. You can figure this out. So then I'm afraid, or my brain's saying, okay, you really can't do this. So go back to washing cars.
Oh,
Right.
God.
But also remember that your dream is not their responsibility. It's your responsibility.
Right.
It's not
Right.
not my dream. So you don't expect somebody to help you and then help you forever. Like at some point, the baton has to go on your hands, and you got to fucking run. Sorry.
Right. No,
I swear.
that's all right.
I do too. I always go.
But like in a trophy given
Beep.
world,
Yeah, we do.
right. We have a censor button.
Beep.
In a trophy given world, we're always looking for someone else to help us when we are struggling, because we want to be able to say, "Hey, help me," and people are willing to help you in the short term.
Sure.
I mean, over time, they're going to get bored of helping you. They're going to slow down. That's going to get less reliable. When you start like a sales, like let's say it's like financial planning or insurance or things like that. The easiest thing that they say is go sell to your friends and family, right? And then once you're done with your friends and family, it's like, who do I go to?
And now what?
And like only 2 people from my family really wanted to.
Well, and to your point, a lot of people will be like, "You're a what this week?"
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, good for you.
But then they blame other people because they're not successful. Well,
Correct.
he didn't buy from me,
Right.
so I can't be a success. That's just ridiculous.
Right.
So it's up to you on how to improve and get better. So you have to go out and meet people. You have to go out and do things to improve not only your business but your mindset.
Yeah.
Clarity is huge. If you look at successful people in life, like the people that are making millions of dollars, and maybe we don't even talk about like success in terms of monetarily successful.
Right.
Just people that are just successful, they're comfortable, they're
Happy. Live a good life. Yeah.
If you ever studied rich people, like I love to study rich people, and I think of rich people that have abundance of something,
Right.
Sure.
right? So if you do an evaluation of rich people versus poor people, so let's think rich people as abundance, poor people that have lack of abundance. Poor people is mindset. They think that there's not enough to go around in the world,
Right.
right?
Poverty set.
Right. They
Right.
come from a fear-based mindset. Their answers are either or, never both, right?
Right.
So in a poor person's mindset, they go for security above love, safety before self-expression, and protection over possibility, right? So on the flip side, rich people that live in abundance, understand that with a little creativity, a little willingness to be unconventional and open-minded, they can have both, right? So when you build your life on the both mentality, you'll see opportunities that you were once blinded to,
Right.
right? So I guess
So
go ahead.
and repeat that again. So with if you have a poor man's mentality,
Right.
It's what
It's either or,
right.
right? A
And-
rich person's mindset or someone that likes to live in abundance is, why can't I have both?
Sure. And it's what over
It's
if you have that.
security over love,
Okay.
right? Safety before self-expression, protection over possibility. Because again,
Interesting.
it's mindset. It's your
Yeah.
comfort zone.
Yeah, that's
So-
interesting. Yeah.
So people that risk it and become entrepreneurs that go for it, they throw caution to the wind
Sure.
and they go for it. They try and step out of their comfort zone. And just like your business is helping people lose weight, grow muscle, build muscle, be lean. You don't do that over time. You're constantly breaking down
Yep.
your body to work out to eventually get there. And obviously,
Right.
you can tell on the radio, I am a solid human being.
I look good.
With big
Yeah.
muscles.
Yeah,
right?
look good.
Hopefully, they're not watching this on Facebook because they would probably see something a little bit different.
That's right.
But Nelson Mandela says, everything is always impossible until someone does it.
That's right.
Right? Why can't it be you?
Yeah, well, it's and we've all heard Roger Bannister, right? He ran the first 4-minute mile,
Right.
right? And up to that point, and Ron and I have shared this several times on the show, but up to that point, it was humanly impossible to run a 4-minute mile, to the point where they said that your heart would burst. And so people and Roger's like, I can do this, and there wouldn't be anybody who could train with him because he was afraid, or they were afraid, that their heart would pop, right? So he had to get 4 people to train with him to just do 1 lap around that quarter-mile track, because they're like, I can't do more than 1 lap at that pace. I do not want to die, right? But then as soon as he hit his 4-minute mile, what is something like 2,000 people did it in the next year or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
It's I don't know the exact number, but to that point, everything's impossible until it happens.
Remember, when you're taking a break, someone else is working.
That's right.
Right?
I tell my players that all the
When you-
time.
When you decide tonight's not the night you're going to do something, someone out there is doing it.
Yeah.
Right? When you feel like you're giving up, it's okay. Someone else is right there getting ready to take over your place. We're in a constant jockeying position.
Yeah.
So if you want to get results that you've never had before, you're going to have to do things you've never done before.
Yep.
Right? So that's my personal belief.
Right or wrong, and that's the whole key. You got to just say, I got to do it.
But that's coming out of your comfort zone. That is embracing the suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause that's one of the first things I tell people when I start to work with them is the first 2 weeks of working out are going to be hard.
Yeah.
That first week, the first 10 minutes, you're going to hate me. You're going to hate me. But after that, that 10 minutes is not, you're going to get past that 10 minutes and then it's going to feel good. And then it,
I don't know if I've ever gotten past that 10 minutes, Stacy.
Well, I mean, even 8 minutes and 50 seconds on the treadmill. You ever notice? Here's what's funny. Like, you can go to Disney World and you could walk, if you have a Fitbit on, like, I
Yeah.
walk 7 miles at Disney World.
Right.
If I get on the treadmill, I'm like, God, for 15 seconds, I'm like, can I stop
That
this?
must have just been the line at Space Mountain.
That's right. That's
Right.
right.
Absolutely.
But here's the
that's the same mindset you were just talking about.
my family and I love to watch people, right?
Oh, yeah. I judge people
Yeah.
all the time.
Disney, the happiest place on earth. They're the most miserable
Oh my
people.
God.
No.
Not the
No,
workers.
no. Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole website designed
You're right.
peopleofwalmart.com.
Oh my
The
God.
best website. If I had to plug any website in the world, it's peopleofwalmart.com.
That's it.
Oh.
You want to see a great group of people?
That's it.
If you want to judge people, I guess that's
Oh,
that
yeah.
website. I
Right.
mean, I don't judge people.
Oh, no. If you want to feel really good about yourself,
That's it.
go there.
That's right. Or if you want to learn how to feel good about yourself, go to 216thenet.com.
I'm glad I could help with that segue.
That's right.
Well, there was a print ad where they had testimonials for Dollar General down here, and one of the testimonials was, "Well, I like Dollar General because you don't have to get dressed up like you're going to Walmart enough."
Oh dear.
Are you
Hey,
in Walmart? in a
you know, we
bikini,
talked about why
sir?
people don't do new things, and I'd like to share a short story that just happened to me. A tradition came to an end on May 23rd, 2019 at 12:50 p.m. for me. And that tradition was I would meet my granddaughter at school once a month and have lunch with her. That we would come, bring lunch from the outside and sit and talk about the little things and the big things in life. And there was a lot of preparation for that. She texted me the order, but all this year it was the same order. Jimmy John's number 12, no tomatoes, cucumbers, barbecue chips, and a mixture of Powerade and Sprite.
Oh, nice.
But what I noticed is that in Ecclesiastes, it says there's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the sun. And I realized that came to an end that day. That was the last lunch that I was going to go to school and have with her. And I think one of the things that keeps people from starting new things is not realizing that there are activities in their lives that they have come to the best if used by date. I went to the refrigerator the night after that, pulled out the cheese to make something, and I automatically checked the date, and it hit me. We have things in our life that are past the best of use by date, but we haven't given them up. And the amount of time that those activities demand of our schedule are keeping us from having the time that we need to go try new things, to go on to the next chapter.
That's good.
And I think that's one of the things that we need to work on in our lives is to do an assessment, to say, what are the things that are past the best of use by date that we do out of habit, out of tradition, out of just routine
Sure.
that keep us from going. That the energy and the excitement that we had when we started those activities have waned to the point that it's now a responsibility instead of a blessing.
And there's so many things, and you really have to do that. I had to do that this year. I had to take a look at the expiration date as I was working in the banking industry for 20 years, and I was miserable, and I was just miserable, and my due date had expired. However, I'm a kid, right, that grew up in the go to school, get your degree, work at a place for 30 years, get your pension, retire happy. right? And that's when you can start living life.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
and-
Start living at retirement.
Because right, but that's what was ingrained, right? Go to college, do this, do this, and
You should have done
and so here I, in not at one place, but in the same industry, managing people since I was 26 years old. So for about half of my life, managing people, and you're just like, I was done. My due date was done. And
Sometimes you got to learn to be selfish again.
right. And that's the growth that I'm going through right now, and that, but with the responsibilities of being a husband, being a dad, it's like, oh baby,
Yeah, no, I imagine that is horribly scary.
right? But Ron is absolutely right, and it's amazing. When Ron and I were talking about this for the show a little bit, and he sent me an article as I was just sitting there, and I'm like, holy cow, this is out of date. This is out of date.
Sometimes people are out of date.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
So true.
Sometimes you got to cut the people out that aren't helping you grow.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you're either growing or you're falling, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right. So if you don't want to run after your dreams, my personal belief is get the hell out of my way.
Yeah.
You know,
That's my belief about everything.
I'm looking for people to run with.
That's
So
it.
we have a lot of people that, we live in McHenry County of Illinois, right? There's a lot of different networking groups you can be a part of. There's a lot of different people you can associate with. And if you run a business, right, you're going to see people that are really active or go-getters. You're going to see people that are kind of laid back. There's going to be people that you gel with, people that you don't gel with.
Right.
So find your core group of people that, like, hey, I may not know this guy, but he sounds kind of cool. Like, let's see how we can gel and how we can work. And, maybe there might not be a good fit, but I might be able to learn from you.
Yeah.
Versus Joey, who was your boy from back in the day, who every time you go with him, you kind of change back and revert back to how you were back in the day.
Yep.
If you want to grow, you kind of got to expire some people that aren't in that same mindset.
Try something new.
Absolutely.
Right. And I think that's so huge that
That's hard though.
Well,
I'm not disagreeing. I do believe that because if someone's not on Team Alex, then they shouldn't be in your life.
Only people should be on Team Alex.
That's right.
Yeah.
There is no other team.
There is no other team.
There isn't.
Or
No,
or
you gotta
Team
think that way.
Stacy or Team Kent or Team Ron or Team Bill or Team Christine. If they're not on your team, then they should not be. It's just sometimes taking that step away from those folks too
but you can learn a
is
lot
hard.
from
It's
an award.
necessary. I'm
You,
sorry.
you can learn a lot from an award ceremony at an elementary school, because what they did is the kids got together and they celebrated what they had accomplished. But the main message was, take what you have learned, take the skills that you have, take this time to congratulate yourself, but now you're moving on to the next step. And you're going to take all of that with you and grow farther. You're going to have new experiences, new elements in your life. And one of the things that I realized was that there's two types of people in the world. I've run into those who long for the past, and they live in the past.
They peaked in
And
high school.
their best days are behind them in their mind. But then there's the others that celebrate the past, acknowledge their awards, they inventory the skills that they have, and they move on to do something new and exciting. And those are the people I want to hang around with.
Well, I mean,
So
I
wanna
try to
go
surround
forward.
myself with people that are motivated, constantly. I don't have time for people in my life that aren't hustling, aren't grinding,
Right.
aren't riding with me. Like the people that are like, "Hey, that's a good idea. We should probably meet, or you want to talk about it." I'm like, "No, I'm just gonna go do it."
Yeah.
Right. And then if you want to be a part of it, do it. Like for example, let's say I was putting on an event or I was thinking about doing an event. I was talking to somebody about doing an event. It's like, yeah, we should talk more about it. No, let's just plan it and then talk about it while we're planning it.
Right. Let's
Right.
just do it.
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
And you can ride with us and go, or you can sit on the sidelines and wait. There's
Right.
nothing wrong with that. And I don't look at someone differently, but I'm in a stream of constant hustling. My wife is the only one that tells me to say, slow down, be with my kids. Outside
She's
of
the only one allowed to say that
Right.
to you.
like my wife is the only one that is allowed to tell me that stuff. Everyone else, get out of my way.
Right.
That's my mindset. So I mean, I know I'm not the smartest. I know I'm not the prettiest. Well, maybe.
Hey, man, not a bad looking guy for radio.
I know, but I have a face for radio for sure. My hair, man. If I told you my story on Friday with a haircut, the people on Facebook Live are like, "Who is this guy? Why is he bald?"
Yeah, what's
It's like I thought it was two bald guys on a radio.
That's it.
But no one questions drive and work ethic. They see it. They can tell
Yeah.
when someone is a motivated person.
Mhm.
Versus some, and in business, like people want to do business with people who are motivated and driven, not someone that's like, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I can help you with that.
Yep.
You know, those are the people that post on Facebook every 10 seconds about their job because that's the only thing that they think they can do.
Right.
Instead of going out there and handshaking, kissing babies, and all that kind of stuff.
And then take a picture of their hamburger for lunch.
Correct.
That's it.
Yeah, but one of the other things is a lot of people have different skills.
Yeah.
Now, I've got to jump in here. Luke Skywalker needed Yoda.
Wait,
At
say that
times
again.
you
I
need-
didn't hear you.
Life that will give you perspective, that will give you a downward look, not downward meaning a lesser look, but the generals always sit on the hill and watch the guys that are really motivated, but they orchestrate and direct. And sometimes you need that in your life also.
So you need to know your limitations.
Oh, you need someone that has the chutzpah to tell you, you know what? You're going 100 miles an hour, but it's in a circle.
Yeah.
Have you considered or have you done this? Help me understand this. And those people, the mentors in your life, are just as important as the go-getters in your life.
Well, I mean, it's the perfectionists that always say, hey, I got to do everything myself. You got to learn how to delegate because eventually you're going to get busy enough where you're going to have so many balls in the air, you can't juggle them all. It's just going to get too fast.
Yeah.
And so you got to learn how to know your limitations, to generalize yourself and delegate. Say, this is where I'm good at. I'm going to stay in this wheelhouse. I'm going to find somebody else who may not be 100% on my standard, but again, 90, 80% can be good enough sometimes.
That's right.
Well, one of
Folks,
the other ways to do this is to listen to other programs that are on the radio. Kent, why don't you share some of the people that they can turn into on 21.6 The Net and get their daily dose of encouragement from?
thank you, Ron. Of course, you've been listening to Getting Better Every Day. We're on every Monday from 6 to 8. Ron and I, we love to give you your weekly mental breakfast as we bring you the famous quote every day in every way. I'm getting better and better to life, in particular to your life. Getting Better Every Day is made possible through the financial support of William Tonyan & Sons. William Tonyan & Sons General Contracting. For more information, call 815-385-4466 or check them out on the interweb at www.wmtonyan.com. Of course, right on our heels at 8 o'clock, Principles of Understanding People. Join host, author, and professional speaker Stu Schlackman as he looks to enhance your relationships in your business and personal life to better connect with others for long-term success. A fantastic show for anybody looking to really develop themselves and the relationships in their lives, both professionally and personally. Of course, Pete Talks Jobs. Pete Talks Jobs airs Monday through Wednesday at various times, but each week Pete talks about open jobs and people looking for work. Pete Talks Jobs features sponsored by hiring employees, highlighted career seekers, and occasional human resource and recruiting news. The Pete Talks Job Show is all about making connections and putting people back to work. Let's Go Racing, Monday afternoons from 5 to 6. Mike Babich, the voice of Wilmot Raceway, talks all things racing, from the dirt tracks of Wisconsin to the big tracks of NASCAR. See how Mike brings you your daily dose of encouragement using all left-hand turns. Brought to you through the financial support of Wilmot Raceway. For more information on Wilmot Raceway, visit www.wilmotraceway.com. One of the greatest new shows that we have, Ron, is the Success Journey Show. That airs Tuesday mornings. The Success Journey Show centers around a person's journey, not their destination. Join hosts Marlon Madden and Ricky Venters as they focus on the journey because they want to show others that hard work that it takes to obtain their goals. Discover as they promote their quad D's: dream, drive, discipline, and diligence as the pillars to anyone's success. Through interviews, their listeners learn the key to success is the journey as they peek around the curtain of their guests' lives. Hear them each Tuesday at 8 a.m. right here at 216 The Net. And boy, we've got another really cool show, Outrageous, as a matter of fact. Outrageous airs Wednesday mornings at 9:30. Andrew Szabo and Michael Hoffman create extraordinary experiences with a positively outrageous service. Positively outrageous service is that wow experience that you can't wait to tell others about, based on the best-selling book, Positively Outrageous Service: How to Delight and Astound Your Customers and Win Them for life. Not done yet. Tom Sellers, Robbie Robinson, 2 stage 4 cancer survivors. They are on Tuesdays at noon. Robbie and Tom bring hope on fighting cancer. Whether you're a survivor, whether you are just diagnosed with it, or a family member or friend with somebody, it's a very, very unique perspective and a deep understanding of the journey ahead and comfort to all affected by the disease, which is great. And then here's a cool one that I'm excited about. It's the kickoff is this Friday at noon. Dream Home Ninjas. Dream Home Ninjas. These guys are incredible. Couple plumbers, a contractor. They're bringing DIY to the radio in 21.6 like you've never heard it before. These guys, this show is a tremendous show, and it's not your Chip and JoJo show. I'll tell you that, right? This is a good one. So tune in on Friday at noon, because this is a show you're definitely not going to want to miss, which is great. And of course, live in studio here, Studio North, we've got the Alex Kolkowski.
The one and only.
The one and only.
I Googled it. I am the only one.
Is that right?
Yeah.
If you Google Kent Jones, I'm a rapper, actually. That's it. So if people want to get in touch with you, if they want to know more about you, they want to know more about Prime Media Consulting, where do they find you? How they get you?
They can go to primemediaconsulting.com and feel free to fill out a form, learn about us, then get in contact with one of us, and one of our team members will get in touch with you. If not, I can do it myself if you really want to request me personally. But that's the easiest way, primemediaconsulting.com.
primemediaconsulting.com. And of course, special guest in studio with us. We like to give her the mic, Stacy Verdon, Domino Coaching. So if people need to get in touch with you or would like to, how do they do that?
I have a Facebook page, dominocoachingservices.com. You can PM me through there, or you can give me a phone call at 224-419-5373. I need a web page. I know.
Oh, well.
I know. Something I have to do.
One of these days.
Don't be afraid
It's on
to
my
try
long list of things I need to do.
Yeah, don't be afraid to
That's
try
right.
it.
No, one day we'll get there, right?
That's right. That's right. Don't be afraid to try something new.
You know what? It's not that I'm afraid.
That's it. No, I know you're very comfortable without it.
That's right.
No, I'm just not afraid
That's
of
it.
anything.
That's it.
I don't have the resources yet.
Well, here's what I want to attack this hour, and we're gonna come at you a little bit here, Alex, because you're the guy that everybody wants to hear from. They hear from me. They hear from me all the time. Well, you are not the guy.
Oh, okay. I'm not the guy. Okay,
Right?
I'm just gonna
The
sit back
girl.
now.
You
I'm
are
the girl.
You're
I'm
the
sitting
girl,
back now.
right? I said the guy.
The
right?
guy.
There you go. So.
Sorry, I'm being a dork.
I want everybody to understand that when I first started working with Alex, and before that, people were like, "Oh, he can be a bit of an asshole." Right?
You're
And
not wrong.
Wear that proudly, man.
and I'm like, what? So the interesting thing is, people were trying to give me their opinion of you.
Of course.
To try to form my opinion. I never do that. I never take. I'm like, I'm gonna, and so. Interestingly enough, I'm talking with Alex. He's like, listen, I may come across as a little bit of an asshole, and I was like, huh, all right, but I love that, and you're not. You're a businessman.
Yeah.
And why people think that is because you really value your time,
I do.
right? And it's like, listen, I don't. Here it is. It's black and white. I don't have time for this soft, mushy, gushy stuff.
Tell me what you need. I'll help you.
That's
I
it.
will help. And I tell everyone, I play very, very nicely in the sandbox.
Sure.
You want to work with me? I will bend over backwards to try and help with you. But if you're gonna mosey around in life, get out of my way.
Right. So, and you are very good at understanding and seeing those situations in life. It's a gift, right? Of like, this is a waste of time. This isn't, this isn't working. And that's why you started Prime Media Consulting.
Right.
And the things that you do, just to give people kind of a 30,000 foot overview of what Prime Media Consulting is.
Sure.
So that they kind of understand what direction we're going.
Okay, so 30,000 foot view, right? You guys start a business, right? Let's just say you're a plumber or you're a heating and air guy or a contractor of some kind.
Yep.
You go out and they say to everyone, go out and network, right? Go to these different sign up for these chamber groups, sign up for different things. 'Cause you need to get your name and number out there, right? Well, meanwhile, you started your business one of three ways. One, you inherited some money and you don't want to work for somebody anymore. Two, you lost your job and you got nothing else going on.
Yep.
Or three, you've been you've been squirreling away money for a long period of time and finally you're ready to jump the ship and actually commit to do something. So let's just say usually you have some sort of nest egg that you're going to live off of while you're trying this new venture, right? And they say, go out and sell, go out and network with people. And you go to these different chamber meetings and they're great because they have different meetings every week that you can go meet people. Problem with that is you still got bills to pay.
Yeah.
And do you understand that networking with people is the slowest way of growing your business? Like, because they say you got to build relationships with people and that takes time. Like,
Right.
You're not going to buy from me because I went to a mixer at a chamber meeting today. I mean, you're one of 10 people that I met that probably do the same thing that you do.
Exactly.
So you're waiting for somebody, in essence, to disturb their complacency where I'm not happy with this guy or I'm not happy with something to then make the decision to buy something, right?
Right.
Meanwhile, you have bills to pay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're building these relationships with people. And let's just say, over the course of 6 months, you're slowly building your business up. Your bills are still the same as they were before. So that nest egg goes lower and lower and lower and lower until you get to the level of desperation. And the level of desperation, I don't know if you've gone to mixers or if you've been to mixers, Ken.
Go to mixers all the time.
And you see people are like, hey, do you want to do business? We should get meet together. We should buy this. You should do this. You should really try
Meet me
this.
for coffee.
You really
We
need
should
to do
meet
this.
me for coffee.
We should probably do this really quickly.
Yeah.
And you can sense the desperation on people.
Yeah.
Right? Because they've hit that point of, oh, shit, I'm running out of money and this thing isn't working. It's going slowly. Well, my business in the 30,000 foot view is I love to dive in the pool of people that are constantly have displacency disturbed. And before, back in the day, that's why I worked for a phone book company, is that you went to the phone book. No one picked up a phone book because they wanted to view the beautiful pages.
Right.
It's because they had a
find
need. I'm
something.
looking for this. I need to find this because I have an issue.
And it's in alphabetical
And
order.
it's in alphabetical or size of the ad. Come
Right.
on, you got to spend more money to get to the front. It's the whole thing. But I play. The game hasn't changed. People still have disturbed complacency. It's just the vehicle that they've gone to has changed. They don't go to the phone book anymore.
Right.
Maybe some do, but I mean, most people go to Google, right? You go to the search engines to find your business. I'm
Absolutely.
looking for a plumber. I'm looking for a fence guy. I'm looking for a health coach. I'm looking for a personal trainer. I'm looking for this and that. And they're searching that for Google. And they usually type in, like, they want to find someone local, right? They don't want someone to find someone in Chicago and they live in Denver.
Nearest me.
Right. So they type in, like, plumber in Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
And so that whole pool is people that have disturbed complacency. So I like to play in that pool where I want to make sure your business is on the front page of Google when someone searches plumber in Crystal Lake, plumber in McHenry, plumber in Huntley, plumber in Greenville?
Yeah, Greenville, Texas.
Greenville, Texas.
That's it.
Hopefully you're not in McHenry doing that search. But I mean, those that's where we like to pull because the game doesn't change. It's still, they have that need. They have the area that they need to be found. We just want to make sure your website is put up at the front page when they're doing that search.
Right.
So most companies go, hey, we're going to build you a really cool website. It's going to look really pretty, right? A website is just a business card. That's all it is.
That's it.
Like I can build you a website tomorrow and it's great. You know, you're going to, hey, go to my visit. You might have like 10 people visit your website, right? And because it's just sitting there.
How much would that cost me? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than you know. No,
That's
I'm
right.
kidding. How much does it cost you not to have one?
That's right.
Amen
That's the
to
real
that.
question.
But
All right, I'm gonna go.
But the idea is, you know, when people have these websites from like 2008, 2010, 2012, like, oh, it's great to have a website. But now they want to rebuild one, and it's now great. Now I have a prettier business card. Because the website doesn't do anything for you unless you're actively working on it. You're actively massaging the keywords, building new content, all that type of stuff. So people like to shortcut those things. So there's people out there that say, you know what you should really do? You should be on social media. You should really be on Facebook. You should really
Right.
advertise on Facebook. Facebook is the worst way for a small business owner to start. Just because you're spending money on a program of people that just want to go through their Facebook feed
Mhm.
and learn about stuff. And they like your business page. Great. They like your business. So you post something. Let's say you have 100 people. Well, the algorithm says about 10% of the people that are, when you post, are actually going to view it. So you spend all this time and money building your audience on Facebook, and it's going to do nothing for you.
Right.
Now, there's different ways to advertise on Facebook that works. Like groups are really important, and we'll talk more about groups down the road. But I like to deal in the pool of people that are constantly looking for my service. Because if you're a small business owner, you are in a lead generation mode. I need leads. I need people that are interested in my services. So I'm going to find people that are interested in my services. So when you're in lead generation, that's what you should constantly be looking for. And then once you build up business and you build a reputation, and you have referrals coming in like crazy, then we can talk about branding on Facebook and other different ways. Billboard. Like billboard. You shouldn't be doing a billboard if you just started. You're an idiot. Billboard companies don't even want to put your phone number or website address on the billboard anymore because it doesn't work.
Right.
So like find ways that are going to build your brand in a pool of people that are looking for your brand.
Get my car wrapped.
Okay.
That's not a bad idea.
Right.
Car wraps are actually a pretty good idea because you're constantly driving around. It's just to support your efforts, but you should be looking in the pool of people that are looking to grow your business.
I love it, and that's what Prime Media Consulting does.
Correct.
And what I love that you said there, as the topic of the day is why are we afraid to try something new, is we don't like to disturb that complacency.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It is what it is. I've been in banking, so I'm going to go to another bank, or I'm going to go to another bank, and we get used to that complacency. We were talking about just how you feed your mind before the show, and I had listened to an audio, and what that's, and I forget who it was, but what the speaker said is like, it's a coma of complacency. We as Americans have become, we have driven ourselves to a coma of complacency, and so we're just there, and we don't like to disturb that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get the paddles out and go clear. Zang.
Well, I mean,
Right.
There's people out there that say, like, if you go to church, you do other different things, like, you should take 15 minutes, a half hour, an hour of your day. Usually it should be the first hour of your day, and get your mindset right. If you win the first hour of the day, you're going to win the whole day
Mm-hmm.
because you have clarity, you have your mindset. So, like, for me, I'm not a big reader, but I love listening to things. I'm a visual person. So I go on YouTube and I listen to channels like Be Inspired, Motivation Hub, Goalcast. My person I love, my person that I'm personally into is Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah.
So
Gary V.
like Gary V is an in-your-face type of person. That's the type of stuff I like to be.
Gary, just that was an easy shout out for you, buddy. I know you're there
Yeah,
listening.
that's right.
Appreciate
That's
it.
right. He's one of the millions and millions.
Millions.
But part of what I learned, and this is why I said sometimes I can come across as an asshole, is I learned why it's important to be a dick. And not a dick as in I'm a jerk,
Right.
Right.
but I'm assertive.
Yeah.
And I know I have intention behind what I have. When I first started in high school and college, and they'll talk about like dating life, right? The nice guy,
Yeah.
always is last, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The nice guy. I tried to like, let's say I was into a girl, right? And I was trying to court the girl. I was being overly nice. The girl never looked at me, right? Because I'm just this guy. I was in the friend zone. And then I took it over to business. So I luckily I married a beautiful woman, and I'm very happy.
You are a good
But-
salesman.
That's right. but in business, I tried to do the same thing in the first couple of years. I tried to be really nice with people.
Mhm.
Like I tried to bend over backwards and do everything.
Not
I
be
could.
that, yeah, that
Be that
typical,
guy that's going to help out everything.
I can't do that.
Overshare, all that type of stuff. And I learned that my time is valuable. A lot of people that are starting in business don't value their time.
Yeah.
And so becoming a dick or assertive that's why I say, like, I grow on people.
Yeah.
Is that I'm going to have a hard shell exterior, but if you come into my sandbox, like, I'm going to do anything I can to help you
Yep.
guys out.
That's true. That's very true.
But it takes a minute for me to evaluate, are you worth my time?
Wow.
Because my time is valuable.
Right.
Business owners need to know that their time is valuable. Like, the customer's not always right. I don't know if people know this. Like, they
Yeah.
say the customer's always right. No.
No.
Your time is
I've
more
said
important than what a customer says. So if you need to let a customer go,
They actually
No, that's-
pay me to make sure that they're not the one who's right.
right. And,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
part of
I-
that, like, there's a guy that you're friends with, Frank Costiga, right? You
Yeah, we love
Shout
Frank.
out to Frank.
Hey, Frank.
He told me
Love
he's
Frank.
going to be listening.
He's
right?
probably listening on the radio. On the app.
So, right. He's one of the. He's like Gary Vee.
Yeah, he's
I-
out there on the app.
And so, like,
Unless he was one of the ones in the first 10 minutes.
Frank is somebody that I really respect. He's a great
Yeah.
guy. He's
Incredible guy.
He's very he has good values.
Mhm.
And his job is to meet people and connect with people. Right.
Yeah.
That's his job. He's very good at it.
And connect people
And
to people.
I come in like a bull in a china shop. So you either like me or hate me. I grow on people like moss.
Oh my God, I'm the same way. People either love me or hate me.
Right. And so the idea is, like, he's a good yin to my yang when we go
Sure.
to different networking meetings.
Nice.
And so, but his job is also with a chamber, a local
Yeah.
chamber, right? And so I always come up with ideas, and his job is to share the ideas and get pushback. And I don't accept it is what it is.
Right.
I it's like nails on a chalkboard to me.
We've always done it that
Right.
way.
It's always done this way. I'm like, that's asinine. Is my idea good? Yes,
Right.
it's a good idea. Can we try it?
No.
We can try it. Maybe down the road, let me get people's approval.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
right.
that's what I talked about before. Like, my time is valuable, and I don't sit on the sidelines waiting for people. I'm just going to go out and do it.
Right.
So if you want to be a part of it, most people will be a part of it once they see something be successful. They'll sit on the sidelines until they they like dip their toes in the water.
Right. What was that, Ron?
I was going to say one of the things, Alex is not a good fit for a nonprofit board of directors.
No.
It takes a year to get 1 week's worth of business done.
I
Yeah,
haven't.
getting back to our topic of why people don't try something new. And one of the biggest excuses I hear from people in my realm is, well, I'm too old to do that.
I hate that.
Yeah.
And I got a phone call from a longtime friend. He's out in Southern California. He and I worked on a grad night together, putting together gigantic displays. That we had grad nights at the high school for the kids to keep them safe. Well, Don called me up, and he had been in marketing and sales or toy companies. He was a rep. And he ended up leaving that career. The toy industry changed so much that it took those guys out of the equation.
Hmm.
And he kind of retrenched for a while and backslid. But then he moved into a community. It was actually more of a senior community in Laguna Woods in California. And he said, Ron, I just took a job as a bartender there. Now, a bartender in Laguna Woods serves orange juice, apple juice, a grapefruit juice.
Right.
But they had a party for people that were celebrating 90 years and older,
Wow.
which I thought was really interesting. Well, 236 people showed up.
Jeez.
And he said there were probably only 10 people that had walkers. The rest of them were all in their own power.
All over 90.
And the 10 of them were over 100.
Wow.
And one lady came up and said, you know, Don, I'm 101 years old, and I've always wanted to play the ukulele. And she said, so I went down and signed up for ukulele lessons.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I mean, so when I
Yeah.
hear people say, well, I'm too old, I don't have enough time, I can't do this, it comes back to, and I think Alex referred to this earlier, is if you just focus on the end result, you'll never get there. You have to focus on the day-to-day activity that will get you to that result. You do have to live in the present. You have to live in the moment and move forward each day toward getting through that goal. Now, I found out that in that community, there are over 70 people over 100 years old.
Jeez.
Did they all play the ukulele?
Yeah.
Well, they do not.
No.
You know
They're
what,
going
though?
to
They don't have a
diversify,
finish
so
line
they have
yet.
an entire Don Ho band.
That's it. Somebody's going to play the kazoo.
I'm a mean nose flute player.
But I just look at that and I think, wow, there's a community that people are living longer because they have something to look forward to.
Here's also to that point, Ron, and this got me thinking is vacation. You mentioned it a little bit earlier. We spend so much time planning the vacation, making sure this is right. I remember as a kid, of course, there wasn't GPS, so my mom and dad had the map laid out on the kitchen table, and they're trying to highlight, and they're arguing because this has tolls, this one doesn't, and this one will knock off, and this, and we'll get here. There'll be a roadside stop up right about there. We can have lunch, whatever, and we spend so much time planning that we don't enjoy the trip.
Right.
And or we build up, oh, this is going to be incredible, whatever, and we don't enjoy the trip. And I think that's a lot of the reason why we are afraid. People are afraid. They're trying to create this, wonderful thing, and they're getting frustrated on the details rather than what you said, Alex, is like, man, let's not talk about it. Let's do it.
Right.
Let's just get in there and grind. And when we hit our head against the wall, go, oh, whoops. Now what? Let's move to the side so we don't do it again.
Well, this is funny. It may not relate completely to the story, but I'll try and do the Ron Burgundy of 60% of the time. It works every time.
That's right.
If you ever notice when you go on vacation, a person that's kind of go with the flow usually is more like, I'm doing this on a vacation. And someone who is more like, I'm this type of person, when they go on vacation,
They go with the flow.
they go with the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it's their true state of desire. So that when they go on vacation, it's like, I want to be the person that I want to be. And so with that, like, why can't we all live our life the way that we'd love to be on vacation?
Right. We can.
I mean, it's just,
I am the guy. Listen, last summer we went down to Panama City before the hurricane hit it. Right,
Oh,
Panama
no.
City Beach, and literally, I just sat in the water for hours every day, and my kids would run a beer out or something every so often. And I was just bobbing in the waves, man, all day.
You didn't read how to overcome a riptide.
I didn't go that crazy deep, but and it was amazing. We had such a blast because it was just like, we're going to get away from Illinois in our life, and that's how we did, man. And we didn't have, you got to go here. It was just like, what are you going to do this morning? Let's have breakfast. Let's go to the beach.
see, it's so weird because in my day-to-day life, I usually am a go with the flow type of person. My wife is very structured.
Yeah.
But when we go on vacation, I'm like, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to start at this time.
Is that
It's like, I want to sleep until 1.
Yeah,
Like, that's joy in my life. It's just sleeping in.
that's it.
Well, let's make your vacation great while I make my vacation great again, too.
That's it.
So figuring out ways to make each other happy.
Yeah.
Well, Kent, one of the things that keeps us above the waterline is all the terrific partners that we have on this station at 21.6 The Net And I was wondering if we might go ahead and pay tribute to the people that keep us above the waterline.
Let's see what we can do.
X-Tech LLC 815-516-8075 https://xtech.repair. X-Tech provides device repair and service plans, business servers and single computer support, web design, and SEO. We also specialize in custom gaming PC builds. Contact Justin and George for IT done right the first time. X-Tech LLC 815-516-8075 xtech.repair. Sticker Dude, the creators of Final Chaos, 815-322-2480, stickerdude.com. The Sticker Dude team brings over 25 years of experience from the graphic marketing and sales industry. Contact us today to learn more before committing to your next vehicle wrap investment. We are not your corner sign shop. Sticker Dude, 815-322-2480, stickerdude.com. Natural Therapy Wellness Center, 815-385-8190, McHenryMassage.com. A massage can be a great way to pamper yourself. It can also help alleviate or sometimes even cure ailments and stress that you deal with daily. Contact us to speak to one of our certified massage therapists. Natural Therapy Wellness Center, 815-385-8190, McHenryMassage.com. Mobile Accounting, 224-321-6859. Mobile.tax. Experience, education, character, an inherent ability with numbers, an exceptional CPA. These are the reasons why business owners choose Eric Mason of Mobile Accounting for their bookkeeping, payroll, and tax services. Mobile Accounting, 224-321-6859. www.mobile.tax.
Beautiful stuff. Well,
And we're back. Hey, Tom Allen says cruise is the best.
and here's
That's me.
I'm claustrophobic, right? And
If you have enough money, you get a bigger room.
but the deal is, after watching Poseidon Adventure or whatever it is, those big boats can go down, and then
Or Titanic.
I think in one of my previous lives I drowned.
Did you know they financed the Titanic with sinking fund debentures?
Hey, thank you very much.
Hey, Alex,
Try the veal.
Help me understand, Alex. One of the comments that you have said in the past is that a lot of people lose hope too easily. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a journey. I mean, you can't expect in year one to be this, oh my God, success.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most businesses fail within the first 5 years of being in business, right? I think the statistic is like 95% of businesses fail in the first 5 years.
Right.
And so you thinking that you're going to be the anomaly, the outlier, who's going to be successful in year one or 6 months of trying. I'm going to give it 6 months. We're going to see how it does in 6 months. If it's not good, I'm going to quit.
Or other people say.
Yeah.
Or your expectation is, I know I need 5 years, but other people. What, am I not being loud enough?
There you go.
Wow. For once in my life,
Okay.
I'm not being loud enough. Holy cow. I think that's a first.
Talking to the mic. People don't want to hear you from the back of the room.
Oh.
There you go. Now
But
you
I'm
were
always
saying.
super loud. Okay. So now I forgot what I was going to say, Ken.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Mic fright.
No,
She crowbarred it.
I am not afraid of anything.
So I mean, my whole life has been like, I have a chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you're a redhead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I always believe the world is against me. The sky is falling. I tell everyone I meet, like, I have a Chicken Little complex. Like, something bad is going to happen, so I plan for the worst. Like, so my whole life has been proving people that they've made a mistake. Like, I wasn't picked. I'm not the most athletic person. I was never picked first on the team. I was probably one of the last people they were picked. But I want to make sure that if I'm going to go into something, I'm going to work my ass off, and I'm going to be
Yeah.
the best person that I can be. I'm not going to be the best person, especially in
Sure.
athletics, but I'm going to work hard. Like you could probably teach me a lot about a jump shot, or any type of shot.
Yeah.
But I'm always willing to learn that too. But to have the expectation that I'm going to go into something and 6 months be a success is ridiculous.
Right.
Like you have to grind it out. You have to join groups of people that are like-minded that can get your focus in and develop your own business plan and structure. Like you have to be the one that's the hero of your own story.
Right.
And I say that like the villain
Or heroin.
or heroine. Yes, exactly.
Ooh, that's
For the ladies.
yeah.
The villain is the one that tries to stop you, right?
Yep.
Why are we trying to be our own villain? Why are we trying to stop ourselves?
And I can tell you that someplace along the way there's a scar. I at a very young age had a tremendous amount of success in the insurance industry. So by the time I was 26, I was running the top 1/3 of Iowa for an insurance company, to which then they, pulled the rug out underneath me,
Mhm.
right? And then I'm like, I swear I'm never going to be a company guy again. And then I went to work for Amcor Bank, which is no longer around. And we all know what happened around 2008, 2009 with banking industry. But in 2009, 2009, they yanked my job, right? I was part of the fat cutting. Right. And I think to that point, there's those scars that people have that, man, I was doing good. My dream was I'm going to be the CEO of this company. I'm going to work hard for this company, for somebody else, to achieve somebody else's dream. And I'm doing well, and I'm one of their best producers, so I'm fine. Well, you were also one of the highest paid. And guess what? There goes that expense.
I am so blessed that I'm a millennial. And a lot of people give a lot of shit to millennials,
Right.
that they don't have work ethic and all that type of stuff. But the beauty about being a millennial is I just started my job in 2007. So when 2008 happened and 2009 happened, when it was the rock bottom,
Yeah.
I didn't really see the bottom because I was already at the bottom with my
Sure.
job.
Yeah.
Right? I got to watch hundreds and thousands of stories across the United States of people losing their job,
Mhm.
people that had these great paying jobs that
You bet.
suddenly figured out the company is there for the company. The company is not there for the employee.
You bet.
There is no such thing as company loyalty to an employee.
That's right.
There is no such thing as employee loyalty to a company. You are as good
No.
as what you are providing the company with income and revenue, and you're only as valuable to the next
Right.
2 weeks of your employment.
Their reward is they pay you every
Their
2
reward
weeks.
and being a commissioned employee was very valuable for myself because I didn't have a salary. Like I was always trying to make
Yeah.
my own money, right? As a commissioned employee, just like insurance and all that type of stuff. And my boss said to me, "You are only as good as the last quarter that you provided the company."
Yeah.
And it may sound like a dick. It may sound ruthless,
Hmm.
but I'm very thankful that I learned that early, is that I'm only as good as what I provide. But eventually I came to the point of, if I'm good enough for that company, and I've always made the cuts when they went downsizing,
Yeah.
I'm good enough for myself too. And I can go out and kill it myself.
Yep. That's
And that's
huge.
how we started it.
No, that's awesome. And to that point of disturbing complacency, we were talking a little bit during the break, is there are, and you brought it up in the first hour, Damon K. Ross. Good morning, brother. How are you? Always believe in you, Damon K. Ross. That's a guy. Anyway, I'm getting off subject. Damon, we love you. The disturbing that complacency, and you had said in the first hour, hey, there's all these networking things, and that's the slowest way to build. But I also noticed something that you also notice, is that it's more of a social club, and it's feel good. So whether it's a BNI, whether it's a referral group at a chamber, whether it's a referral group that, with a bunch of plumbers, whatever, I have no idea. But the idea is not much business gets done.
Correct.
And so you and Phil Pace, who's out there, right? Kind of, we're talking like, hey, this is crazy. We got to form a group. So in Northern Illinois, you've created a group that is a little bit different.
Yeah. So we created something called Prime Power Partners, and it got formed specifically for that reason. Is that we've been a part of different networking organizations, and there are some great value
Sure.
in those. Like
Not saying there isn't,
the
right?
idea and structure behind them are proven concepts. Otherwise, everyone wouldn't try and duplicate what they're doing, right?
Right.
There wouldn't be a bunch of them out there. But there's also a lot of things that we could see that can be better. And let's take things to the 21st century. Social media is prevalent on these group pages on Facebook where someone says, hey, I need a plumber, I need a fence company, I need a this, I need a that. How do we tackle the social media aspect of it on top of the referral group to grow it?
Yeah.
So a year before we started Prime Power Partners, Prime Media Consulting did something called Prime Media Events in the Chicagoland area. So we've done numerous events. Every month there was something in different towns.
Still doing it.
And we still do them. And the idea is it's a free way to come and learn about stuff that impact business owners.
Yep.
We'll have an insurance agent talk about the stuff that's about insurance. We'll have lawyers that talk about law stuff that impacts business owners. We'll have marketing guys that talk about marketing. The whole idea is we're not selling you anything at that meeting. It is just informational and it's free. Well, the problem is everyone loved the idea of going to immediately, like trying it out for one time. But because it's free, there's not a lot of value in it. I can always go to the next month.
Right.
Attendance was up, down, up, down, up, down. And it was very up when we advertised it and spent money advertising it. And when we didn't, there was like 5 people in the room.
Yeah.
So we learned that if there's no skin in the game,
Absolutely.
there's nothing that's going to hold people accountable.
Yeah.
So with Prime Power Partners, what we did is we would have done this thing completely for free. But again, there's no skin in the game. So we put a dollar value towards it. But the caveat is, unlike that money going to a chapter franchise owner that's in Texas or that's in Wisconsin or whatever it is, this money is going to stay in the group. And that money is going to be used towards advertising all the members in the group and advertising events that's going to benefit the group and people in the group.
Yeah.
So it takes that free concept, takes the marketing, takes everything. It's another layer that other networking groups don't do.
Yeah.
And the reason is because when you join those chapters, that's a franchise that the franchise needs to make money. Right? I don't need to make money off of this. The idea is to grow the group and build it organically with determined people. And we just don't accept the multi-level marketing. We want traditional business owners, because when you go to these chamber groups, and I'm not bashing them,
Right.
They accept everyone because they have to. They're all inclusive, right? They want everyone to join these groups and be part of it and have a voice. But you're going to have people in there, and I shouldn't say it's multi-level marketing only, but
There's a lot of that.
But there's a lot.
There's a lot.
But you're going to have people that aren't real traditional business owners, and business owners like to be around business owners. They don't want to hear the essential oils lady talking about how, I should market my business, when they don't do that stuff. They're not even allowed to do that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and I had the opportunity to visit that group on Wednesday, and somebody asked me, they said, hey, are you going to join? And I'm like, yeah, probably, because the entire group are people who are disturbing their complacency. And I said,
I love that.
I don't know how to say this without offending anybody, but I go, there's a whole different energy. It's not a typical networking group. As a matter of fact, it's almost as if the word networking is
frowned upon.
Yeah, frowned upon.
Yeah.
And so right away, I have a one-on-one with a guy, a business owner there, because we both had some time after you and I met, Alex, and the next thing you know, he's in front of all the parents that belong to the basketball group that I'm at, talking about what he does. I'm like, hey, I can get you in front of a ton of parents, because he handles injuries and things like that.
Right.
And he was just blown away right? But I'm like, let's disturb some complacency. But it's a cool energy with this group because they believe, number one, that it's worth the value that they paid. Number two, they believe that it's different, and it is, and it's really cool.
Are you saying there's an entire group of disturbed people?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to be a member of a group like that.
The idea is, I said this before, I don't have time.
Yeah.
I value my time. I don't have time to deal with bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't have time to deal with people that are going to socialize. I would love to talk to everybody. Like I can hang out with anybody. Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
No, hey, dinner's ready.
But I don't have time for that. I want to deal with people that
Yeah.
are intentionally trying to grow their business, and I want to figure out how I can help them grow their business.
So throughout this whole conversation this morning, and why are we afraid to try something new?
Why are you afraid to say something that's going to offend somebody?
What do you mean? Oh, I never am.
Okay, because I was confused by that because you
Yeah.
had said that just a few minutes. I'm like, wait, no, that's not Kent.
Yeah, no, I'm not afraid to say
Okay.
that, right?
Good.
People in general.
That's just politically correct radio station 21.
Well, I guess that comes down to a point. Are you saying it to take them down,
right.
or are you saying it to take them up? And it depends on the intent behind the comment.
Right. Yeah, and I always say well, it depends. Anyway, why are we afraid to try something new? May just come down to, from what I'm hearing this morning, the fact that we as humans don't value our time. And so our mind tells us, don't get out of this comfort zone, because it's okay to sit in front of the television for 6 hours a day.
You don't value yourself.
Yeah, perhaps
That's
that's it.
it.
You
right?
don't value yourself, so therefore you can't value your time to
That's-
then
yeah.
to have other people value yourself, value your time to then value you.
I like that. Yeah.
So that's why it's important to win the first hour of the day, and to have the mindset and the clarity, and to listen to things, to build your self-confidence. So like it took me 6 months, 7 months to kind of build that confidence 10 years ago.
Sure.
And I'm still, first half hour of the day,
Developing
I'm listening
it,
to something on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm listening to a video somewhere else, because just because you have it one time doesn't mean you're going to continue to have. You need to kind of be continually sharpening that tool, because it's going to get dull over time.
Yeah, Lucy, because I listen to like Motiversity and TJ or TD Jakes is on there sometimes, and Lucy's like, Dad, why is that guy yelling? I say, he's passionate. He's not yelling.
I mean, I rub people the wrong way a lot of times.
Well, that's why you're not a masseuse.
Me too.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
but true. But I mean, a lot of it's maybe poking and jabbing just to see what their reaction's
Yeah.
going to be, because you got to kind of poke the bear
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah,
But
I love doing that.
but sometimes it's just to have fun, and I expect it to come back. But a lot of people are turned off by that, and a lot of people are like, it's like a shock to their system. When I meet with somebody, sometimes it's a shock to their system. There's some people that says like, I'm afraid to talk to you,
Yeah,
because I'm like, you should never be if I truly scare someone, that's my bad. But like, come to me, talk to me. I'd love to meet with you
yeah,
and see how we can grow and have intention behind it.
right. So
I got told I'm intimidating.
you
I'm
are
like, I'm 5'2". How can I possibly be intimidating?
fiery. That's
So
why.
it's the fake red hair.
Yeah. Well, it's
I own the red hair.
Well, Alex, let me ask you a question that goes back to the heart of today's show. Is one time you said, I used to ask myself, can I do this? What do you do now?
I say, who's going to help me get it done if I can't do it myself?
nice.
I say, my time is valuable. I know what I'm good at, and I know what I struggle with. But instead of bearing the cross of I can't do something because I'm not good at it, I say, who do I know that can help me get to where I need to go? And how can I work with them to be mutually beneficial, whether it's I need to pay them, whether they need to barter, whether it's I need to do something to help them. How can I get my end result with knowing that I struggle with this?
Awesome.
Like, I'm not a great writer. Like, I write like I talk. So my wife
wrong
reviews
with
things
that?
sometimes, and she's like, "What did you do?" I think I sent an email out a couple weeks ago that says, "We have 6 more months left of the year. What are your goals?" And my wife's like, "Alex, there's 7 months left. It's still May. June is a full month." I'm like, "Oh, my bad." But like, so I need to know.
I
what I'm
got that email. I didn't catch it. I
Yeah.
just went with it.
Right,
so.
but I mean, like, there's things that I know I'm not good at, so I need to find somebody that's good at that stuff that can help me with that, so I can take that off my plate and focus on the things I am good at.
There you
Because
go.
when you focus on the things that you're good at, you're gonna be successful.
Bingo.
Well, when we talked about earlier that people lose hope too fast in a company, and generally it's because they've hit some wall in the company that they know no way through it. And I think what you're telling us is, this is a Ron paraphrase, when you hit the wall, get a demolition contractor on your team.
That's true. That's true. I mean,
That's it.
I remember when I started my company, and well, let's say 6 months before that, I was thinking about starting my company, right? Because you can't just start something; you got to think about how you're going to do it and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean this with all sincerity. I said I have a chip on my shoulder. So my in-laws and my parents they're great people, but they're like, you have a good job. Like, you were making 6 figures, like good money. Why would you want to stop that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. And I'm like, well, we're gonna do it. He's like, are you sure? Like, you have a good paying job? Like, you sure you're gonna do it? I was like, no, I think I want to do it. And so
It's a
people,
legit question for 5 minutes.
right? People legitimately in your life,
Yeah.
whether they're friends, whether they're family, they're like, all right, because they know you, right? Like my high school people, they know me like in high school. They know how I am in high school. And sometimes when I talk to my friends in high school, like I revert back to my old high school days.
Well, yeah.
And like they know your faults, they know where you screwed up, especially your family. Like they know your inner workings for the most part. So they mask it under the layer of love. But sometimes the people that you love hurt you the most.
That's right.
Right.
And
Loving
so,
saboteurs.
And so like, everyone thought I was kind of crazy starting my own company. Even people I worked with, like, you're really going off on your own. You're making like really good money. So like, why would you do that? I was like, no, I want to try it. And so the first year was rough. The second year was better. The third year was better. The fourth year, we're just kicking ass.
Yeah.
Because it takes time for it to grow.
Patience.
But like now you think about legacy. So now I'm at that point of like, all right, I'm doing okay. Life is good. I'm happy. As well, happy as I can be. I'm kind of a curmudgeon.
It's because you're a redhead. Yeah.
But I'm happy with things, and my chip on my shoulder is that I had to finish what I started. Like I can't just say I'm going to be the guy that's going to do something, and then 6 months later I have another job.
Yeah.
Right. I can't be that guy. So I wanted to shut up everyone around me forever because I'm the kid that's picked last. Like I'm not the most athletic. I'm not the prettiest. I'm not the most handsome. I'm not the whatever.
God, we talked
So-
about this before.
Built like an Adonis, though, for those people
On the radio, I am a man.
Amazing. Yeah.
So I know I'm going to have the best work ethic. I know I'm going to
Yeah.
succeed. But now people know that they can't doubt me. They know that they can't question my drive and determination.
Yep.
I've proved to them that I'm willing to do it again. But I hope that other people can do the same thing. Like I wish that other people can find people in their lives that, there's going to be people that say no. There are going to be people that say, hey, you sure?
Is it the chip on your shoulder that wants you to have them acknowledge what you've done?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
It's like a black hole. Like I'm very self-aware. I have a black hole that I'm never going to be satisfied. Nothing is ever going to fill that because I have a constant black hole that I need to get. If I make $100,000, I need to make $200,000. If I make $200,000, I need to make $300,000. If I need to make $300,000, well, I better make $500,000. And after $500,000, well, I'm halfway to $1 million.
Okay.
And like, there's never going to be satisfied because there's a chip.
Right.
Because in your head, you think of the kid that you were back in the day because you live in your comfort zone. There's always going to be that person in the head that says, hey, slow down, relax.
So as I tell everybody, this 2 hours flies by. And as I reach for my cup of Joe,
Oh my.
it's time
It
to
is.
kind of wrap this, put a nice little lid on this cup to go. I'll start because there's a few things I just want to hit that just are spoke to me this morning. And number one is don't ever be afraid to disturb your complacency. You have to shake it up. You have to disturb that. And if you go away from it with anything today, folks, just understand that when you're sitting there perhaps binge watching or wanting to eat that bag of Doritos, disturb your complacency. Just disturb it, right? The other is win the first hour of the day and you win the day. Take a look at your routine.
Yeah, I like that too.
If you literally, if you hit snooze 3 times, you've already cheated yourself out of 15 minutes. And
Or a half an hour,
if the
depending on
first
how
thing
it's
you do is jump in the shower, now there's another 15 minutes. So the first half hour is gone, right? And
Just don't shower then.
right, or put on an audio or something, but if you're not winning that first hour, you're not winning the day. And then ask yourself, when you are thinking of doing something new or you're afraid to do something new, just say, who can help me get it done if I can't get it done myself? And don't be afraid to ask them for help. I think those are my huge to-go cups. Stacy, anything that you've got in your to-go cup?
That coma of complacency and that disturbing complacency.
Mhm.
I mean, as a coach, I'm constantly talking to my clients about that stuff because I have to break through that exercise resistance.
Yeah.
And if somebody wants to lose weight, that's the hardest thing I have to do. And it's that complacency that I don't have time, that excuse, that constant, God, you used the perfect word and I didn't write it down. But to get them past that and to do, you're not tired. It's the enemy.
Yeah.
You don't have, it's the enemy in your head that's saying, no, it's okay for you to rest now. You've had a long, hard day.
Into the microphone. Right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
That long, hard day. It's okay for you to say, sorry, guys. It's if you want something, you're not really tired. Keep going.
Yeah.
You actually can have the energy to get through that and do all of these things you want to do in a day. It's there. Harness it.
Yeah.
If you're telling yourself you're tired, well, yeah, you're tired.
Yeah.
Stop telling yourself that.
That's it.
Stop telling yourself that.
That's it. Anything else?
Nope, that was my favorite.
Ron, what do you got?
He's brilliant.
Well, I've got a number of things. One, value yourself and you'll value your time.
That's true.
And many people go into situations where they don't value themselves. They suit up, show up, and look at everyone else in the group as more successful as them, and that's a killer.
Yeah.
They won't try anything new because they don't think they're good enough. Another thing was you have to fight and win the internal battle first. That your brain doesn't want you to succeed. Your brain is there to protect you for survival.
Yeah, that's huge.
And I think that goes back to As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, that what a man thinketh, so he becomes. So you have to think about yourself as successful, to put that in. One of the other things that came through was networking with skin in a game.
Mm-hmm.
Far too often we go to events that we show up, they're great hors d'oeuvres. You see people hand out 50 business cards and they thought they won.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I've got a whole trash can full of business cards from networking.
Right.
I'm gonna add them to my email list and just spam them.
It's like going to a trade show. You get a nice little bag.
That's right.
You come home with all the magazines and the pens and everything that you're going to look at. And a year later, you take it out of your credenza and you throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
So it's the
Doesn't matter if you don't
relationship
follow
side that does take a lot of time, and that there's more to just one avenue of marketing.
Yeah.
You learn what a credenza is.
So those are some of the things that I took away.
Awesome. Alex, the final wrap up. What do you want to leave us with, man?
I actually wrote something down.
Yeah. Go with it.
The biggest thing that I learned was from a video on, I think it was Goalcast, and I said it when we first started. It was sometimes the best ideas are in the graveyard. And so I wrote something down that I'll just read it.
Yeah,
So,
go on.
you're not the only person that has to gain or lose from you succeeding. It's in the eyes of your spouse, your children, your family, your friends, or the person 5 years down the road that has a conversation with you, knowing that because you did it, I can do it too. When you give up on anyone that has a chance to benefit from it, when you give up on anyone that has the chance to benefit from the impact you can make in this world.
Yep.
The more older we get, the more things we leave behind. Grandparents, parents, friends, family, jobs, coworkers, toys, possessions, and all that we will have left is sitting in our rocking chair reflecting on our lives. How many of us will be living back the memories in our heads of pain, regret, shoulda, woulda, couldas? How many of us are going to be living in the decisions that we made, the risks that we took, the triumphs, the celebrations, celebrating the losses and also celebrating the victories? So you're mourned by one generation, you're remembered by 2 generations, and forgotten after that. What type of life do you want to live? And my personal belief is that participation trophy time is over.
There we go. Folks, that's going to do it for us here at Getting Better Every Day. We hope that the best of your todays are the worst of your tomorrows. Check out primemediaconsulting.com and reach out to any of us, and we can get you in touch with Alex. Again, we appreciate your time. Thank you for tuning in, and stick around for People Understanding People. Or principles.
Great show today about introverts and extroverts.
There you go. Facebook Live, thanks for joining us. We are out.